Yo, another case study right here. This time we're looking at Luke Hastings from Narrowway Man. So Luke is a masculine identity coach, essentially like a life coach for Christian men. Okay, so if we look here, before Luke started, right? Whoops, that's going the wrong way. I don't want to give that away. I don't want to give away too much too quick. But yeah, Luke went from 0 to 8K cash months, no funnels, no ads, no complicated tech, not a penny spent on really anything. The only thing we really used was powerful messaging strategies, both in the DMs and in his content, and a shit hot sales process with the Segit system. So we built and launched his high ticket offer. We implemented the lead generation systems to book calls with the best prospects. We financially qualified prospects early, so we only pitched to people who actually had the capital available to invest. We built that red hot certainty in the prospects, pre-handled objections, and he was able to collect 8K cash, right? There's some spelling mistakes in there. And is now actually transitioning into a group program because his one-to-ones are packed out, right? Are maxed out. So Luke, as I said, it's Luke Hastings. So drop Luke a message. Same with all these guys. Drop them a message, drop them a follow, send some support, and say that I sent you. Okay. So Luke signed up in August. Here we are. Just another description. Luke now way man. So when Luke got started, although the income was zero, this wasn't Luke's first business, right? He had actually had a brick and mortar business prior to that, and he was by no means a noob in terms of marketing. He was actually very experienced. He was a very sharp and switched on guy, but still that experience didn't transfer over into PIFs in the Stripe account or even cash on the table. Fortunately, he was doing okay financially from exiting his previous business, but though he had actually built another guy who had built a pretty large following, right, much larger than mine, for example, still was not making cash. Okay. But all that changed pretty quickly once we put the right systems in place. I mean, Luke knew who his target audience was, but he just didn't know how to get these people onto a call other than, just them basically chasing him down. Okay. He didn't really know how to identify their challenges and how to build enough certainty in order to close those higher ticket sales. Okay, here's just one screenshot right there. But from no offer to closing 3K PIFs, so we should be able to see some of the dates on as it happens, the way those screenshots were taken. It looks like we can't. But right, yeah, in early August, I was fumbling around and learning. September was self-discovery. Right, first big PIF was September 30th. Closed at 2.5 today. Boom, boom, boom. Up here, another 2.5. And then here he says, like, honestly, I knew he was going to close right after the enlightenment phase. So if you've seen the Segit system training, situation, emotion, gap, enlighten, only in enlighten do we basically are going to ask, like, hey man, so all this considered, do you want to get help? Do you want to see what it would look like if we were to work together? Do you want to see how we would tackle these challenges that you're facing? And if the prospect says yes, only then do you coach. And it's just a little bit. You give an overview of your process and how it would actually help them tackle their specific pains and challenges. And exactly like Luke said here, that is the place where we should build all of this certainty because we've identified already exactly what's keeping the prospect stuck, what they've tried in the past, what their limiting beliefs are. So then when we present and we enlighten them on our process, we can build all of this certainty that this is the exact thing that they need. And when you do that correctly, right, you build this crazy level of certainty. It's just super smooth, right? Like Luke said here, right? He knew that he was going to close before even going for the pitch. No objections. And that's exactly what sales should feel like, right? It should feel like fun. It should feel like high energy. It should be exciting because you're asking questions and you can see that certainty building in the prospect. Okay. So for more on that, go through the Segit system training. Okay. Both on the YouTube channel, but on the 20K breakthrough landing page. So sales scaled / 20K breakthrough. So from 0 to consistent 8K cash, right? Here's just an update. So January for Luke was actually 8.6K USD, okay, cash collected. Okay, December was 6. Okay, so that's how Luke went through this transformation, right? Implementing the Segit system right here, which is the sales process and the seductive marketing method, right? As a result, he was getting calls booked each and every week with ready to buy red hot prospects who had that deep connection with him, but also saw him as an authority. Regarding that, we'll cover that on the next slide. But as a result of the sales process, right, he was able to build this 10 out of 10 certainty. And Luke was on a really good tear of actually closing paid in fulls as well. So not just getting the high ticket sales, but getting the PIFs as well. Okay. So building that deep connection with the audience, so often we hide away from telling those kind of painful stories, right? But as you can see in the hero's journey, the hero, you know, maybe he transverses this and he comes back with the skills, the lessons, the knowledge, but the fact of the matter is he's gone full circle. He's had his abyss moments, right? He's had his dark moments. Luke helps Christian men, right, reconnect with their masculinity, and often they're having some sort of challenges in their relationships. And for a long time Luke kind of shied away from telling his breakup and his marriage story. But once he did this, he was already positioned as an authority. Once he did this, it created that connection because now he was relatable to the prospect. As the prospect saw, he had been through the very same things that they're currently facing. So once we're relatable, but we're also seen as an authority, that's the person that the prospect is looking to for guidance. Okay, so really important piece. How we do that is by positioning with a lot of proof, okay, proof of all the claims we make, but then telling our hero's journey is how we create that deep connection as well. Okay,